It's your boy Josh Powell checking in, man, and you are getting into the latest episode, Charlotte on the Scene, with my two dogs, Bless Kings, man, good people, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, check them out. Let's get it.
That's
For
real.
sure.
All right, so you came in 2003 undrafted, correct?
Correct.
All right, and that's the same year LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and all them came in, right? That was a serious draft. Carmelo Anthony, serious draft class, right? So were you intimidated by this looking like, wow, man, God, these guys are, I mean, Jesus, man, what the heck? Like, do I
I,
even have a
I wasn't
chance?
I wasn't even thinking about them, bro. Let me say this. I was on one mock, and I think Jamie had told me this. I was like as high as on one of the mocks as like maybe 16 or 17,
Mm-hmm.
and I came out of my sophomore year.
Okay.
A lot of ups and downs with NC State. Again, my freshman year, I averaged 7, 7, and 3.
Okay.
I jumped up to averaging 12 and some change and
Nice.
about 7, 8 rebounds.
Nice.
And that's with a head coach that was playing with me like,
Right. Oh, yeah, it
minutes
wasn't.
and
Yeah.
all.
Okay. Okay.
Like her was just on some bull until his job. Nah, bro. Like
Wow.
when his job was on the line, then
Yeah.
bro started playing me. And I started going
Mm.
crazy.
Mm,
I actually was ready to quit basketball, bro. That's how frustrated I was.
Really?
mm,
Yeah, man. I had a long conversation with my mom. I'll never forget this, man. It was around Valentine's Day. We was playing Duke at Duke.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
And my mom was sick, you know what I'm saying? Well, she still is, but that was like at the beginning of her having fibromyalgia and just
mm,
all the different things that started coming up on her. And I was just like, man, I'll come home and take care of you. Like, I'll just get a job. She was like, no, son. She cried. She was like, you can't do that. You work so hard.
mm,
And I'll never forget, man, the last 2 months of the season, I just turned up. I averaged 17 and 9. And then I went to the was it the ACC tournament
mm,
and averaged 20 and 8. Like I was getting to it, bro. I was so locked in. I was, bro. I'm trying to see whoever. Everybody can get it. Like, and I'm talking about like the buckets was on some like just outworking people. It
mm,
ain't even like I'm going heavy into the
mm.
bag. It's just like offensive rebounding, being in the right spot, put back dunks, like you know, transition stuff like that. Just being hungry.
Mm.
So yeah, that ain't no way.
So I wanna pivot into your book and what you're doing. I've been watching you on Instagram, and I know you have a book out. Can you tell me about your book? What was the inspiration behind you writing your book? Um, and what is the inspiration behind, you know, that movement that you have right now? Because like people will look at you as, I feel like people look at you as, Josh Powell as the person that has 2 rings or whatever, and play for the Lakers. But like you said earlier, you're a person. Uh, you've been through things. You've been through a lot of things. You've learned a lot of things, and your path and your journey is everything. Where's your path post NBA? Where has it taken you? What has it brought you to?
Being a servant. That's the best way I can answer that. Cause like, I wanna help people. And
Mm-hmm.
helping people could be inspiring, motivating, helping people could um, you know, look at yourself um, as your healthier self.
Mm-hmm.
Um, helping people could look like forgiving yourself or someone else, creating conversations within your household
Yeah.
or in your communities that are important and that lead change. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I've always had a big heart. I've always been on that type of time, but I feel like that's been my purpose. I found like my true purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's just the space that I'm in, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
and I've, even within the past 2 years, You know, I just mentioned you guys, like, you know, I try to watch my mouth and not curse. And I've been on a spiritual journey. I got baptized, you know,
Sonya
over
looking at me right now
over
because
over
I
two
did one
years.
curse.
Yeah. Nah, y'all can do y'all. I was just talking about my own
Yeah,
personal,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I'm just trying to be a better me. You know, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the behaviors, a lot of the things, like I had stopped smoking, I stopped drinking, I stopped
Mm-hmm.
doing edibles. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've never really been the type to go out and stuff like that. But bro, I haven't been in a club in years. I haven't been
Wow.
to a strip club in
Mm-hmm.
years. You know what I'm saying? Just like tonight, like I was in church. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like I spend my Saturdays in church all day, you know, observing the Sabbath. Like I really have appreciated this journey.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I still have a lot more room to grow. I'm not
Definitely,
perfect
we
by
all
any
do.
means,
Yeah.
but I can definitely I feel like I see the growth, and I just want to continue to stay the course, man, and it's been refreshing.
Nah,
That's
brother,
good.
I study because I watch your Instagram and I see you driving. You said I'm about to go get these blessings. You know, so you know it's very important. We were talking before you got on air. You tried to put me on the seat. That wasn't gonna happen, but but
Oh,
we'll talk.
you was on there,
We can
man.
talk afterwards one day when I get to Atlanta. We can have a conversation. But
Let's do it.
yeah, but definitely I love the way you know like I was looking at your because you know before we interview people we always have to do our background and you know like you know your story and the way and your you can look at the culmination of that's not a real word. I just messed up.
Oh
But
yeah,
like
yeah. Come
yeah
on, bro. What are we doing, man?
the whole
I'm
we can
Quit
riding
catting
with
over
you,
here, bro.
bro.
we
Hey,
What's going
look,
on, bro?
we can look at your whole
Come on,
my
don't
boy
collection.
turned up
doing
real
too much.
quick.
Go wrong, bro.
We
Come
can
on.
look at your whole collection of your Instagram posts, and like I see like you're on a path, you're on a path that's righteous, and I really was looking at it, and because I was trying to find questions to ask or whatever, because I knew about you playing, but I didn't know about where you at right now, and it's very important because people look at you as you being in the league and don't look at you post, you know, and that's
So
important. Yeah,
you know what I want to say to that because for one, you know, I'm a podcaster just like you
I've
are.
seen that.
We
Yep,
both are.
I've seen it. Yep,
That's
And
dope.
I've
That's
seen it.
dope.
Yep.
That's dope.
one of the things that I love to do because you know when you interview people, you know there's like that responsibility of like knowing them prior to asking or doing certain things, man. But I think one of the things that I find beauty in is I actually treat people even when I do know them, I treat them and the interview as if I have no idea,
Mm,
and I want to be able to dig deeper. So, you know, for me, I take it as a conversation,
mm-hmm,
and I want to be able because I know I might know what I know, but the
mm-hmm,
listener may not,
mm-hmm.
and that's a part of trying to find that story or to get them to dig deeper because I'm you know for me I'm in a space that's different. I'm an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about sports. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the things in the world, I'm entering into that realm of things, and it's you know people can say the market is oversaturated. I don't think so. I feel like if we were in the space that people claim that they are, it wouldn't be all the relationship talks, you know, that's going on, or all the
Mm-hmm.
podcasts and everything else, the different perspectives. But we're coming from a broken place, so I think it's beautiful, and I'm humbled, and I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the fact that it's like, okay, let me do my due diligence, but at the same time, I'm not the same person I was yesterday either.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So things are
Mm-hmm.
forever changing. And that's the thing that I stick to because I don't like to go into anything like even me talking with you all like
Mm-hmm.
we was chopping it up for 20
Yeah,
minutes
before you
prior
got
to
on, yeah,
even just getting it going,
yeah.
just having a natural conversation, like
Got it.
nothing scripted, no anything. We was
Mm-hmm.
laughing, we was
Right.
joking, we was
Mm-hmm.
having some serious moments, but we was just chopping it.
No.
Right.
And I think that's the beautiful part again of what y'all are doing of allowing me to be a part of your platform,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because people just get to see us just be in our element, even though there's cameras, even though there's somebody behind the scenes making sure that the audio, the picture looks good, all of those things. But we're just three kings having a conversation
Absolutely.
and getting to learn one another as we go through this conversation. So, I salute it, man, and I know for a fact, it's nothing easy about anything that we're doing. But again, what y'all are doing, how you doing it. Thank you. And I know I went off on a
Appreciate it.
tangent,
No,
but
no,
Nah,
yeah.
I just
I do
wanted
it all the
to.
time.
I just wanted to say that. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. I hear that you mentioned in
I love it.
the relationships and everything like that, and basically how I view it. This is how I think. Like, so this is like nothing about no podcast, nothing. This is talk how I think,
You
right?
think? You think?
Yeah, I think because music and the culture, the music has a lot to do with how feelings are involved, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And so we grew up listening to all the Babyface, listening to all that slow jams. People say, "Oh, that's soft, that's not," but we were men, and some of the thoroughest guys listened to all those musics late at night or with their significant other. Now there is nothing like that. I mean, I have a daughter. I have other family members. They don't even know how. They break up. They don't even know what to do. There's nothing. There's no music to play like that. That's on. You know what I mean? It's you got to find it to feel it.
They're broken. They're broken. Like
And so they don't know where to go to get the love, to get that feeling. You always have a breakup song. You got a song when you meet somebody. You have a song for this moment,
like
that moment.
You know what you're saying? This is real. We were getting a relationship thing earlier, Josh. It's like these kids today, they don't know how to, like, when they break up or they have a heart, they don't know how to be heartbroken.
Right.
Like, there's nothing wrong with being in a corner and being like, damn.
Right, but you
I'm
know
really
what?
hurt. I'm really hurt.
But that song will come on the radio and be like, "You'll get back together." You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Now it's just shoot 'em up, bang bang, whatever the heck it is.
Yeah, it goes back to that. It goes back to
or some ratchet stuff.
Some ratchet stuff. And we were talking on our podcast before, like we were 2 episodes ago. I was like, I'm not going to talk. I never talk bad about the drill music and all that stuff or whatever, because I think it's it's the culture, and we had rap and we had hip hop and it manifests to whatever. But there has to be some feeling brought back into
That's what I was getting
our
at
culture.
right there.
And
No feeling at all.
There's no feeling. Like it's like a woman is an object and that's it, and you always gonna be on top. And no, we hurt.
Right.
I hurt. Like I was hurt. I was hurt when the girl. I'm gonna go back.
Right.
I was hurt.
Please take me back. But you had the music to help you.
Yeah, you had the
You
music.
had the music to help you.
You
You turned on Cute Sweat. He might be crying.
Yeah.
Baby, please.
That's the worst crying ever. Cause he can't sing. I love Keith Sweat, but he has that monotone voice though.
So y'all are, first of all, I want to acknowledge y'all are raising some very good points. I have a little bit of a different perspective, and the reason why is because, well, I'll get into it. So basically, for me, I think the order is wrong. We're going to the music when we need to go to our parents. We need to go to our grandparents. You know what I'm saying? Like we're trying to find a source in the wrong vehicle. And I'm saying that as a person that loves music. Music is a big part of my life. You know what I mean? Like, but I also understand that there's a separation factor on what is actual and what is entertainment. Because if we're gonna put it on music, we also got to put it on movies. And if we're going to put it on movies, we got to put it on shows. And if we're going to put it on shows, we got to like, we basically can't listen to anything. We can't watch anything. Like I always challenge people to kind of think about that perspective, because we do put a lot on that. But I just can't fathom, like, I'm listening to something, and I love Eminem, for example. I'm not going to go rape my mother.
Right.
Sorry.
I'm
sorry.
That's true.
That's facts.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not.
It's out of order.
Like, when I was just a little baby boy, my mama used to tell me these crazy things. She used to tell me my daddy was an evil man. She used to tell me he hated me. Like, come on, man. Like, I got song. Like, bruh, I can give y'all bars after every artist or whatever, but I just would never think to do or be on that type of time. Like even the kids these days, just because a Future or somebody says to pop a Molly or a perk or do this or do that, like if I do it on my own, that's one thing. But I just never have put a
Influence.
song on and it's like I'm about to go kill somebody or I'm about to
Well,
go.
it's wild.
You know what I mean? Like
but
I understand the power of it too.
yeah.
I do
But
because
you know what though? The difference you gotta look at it is this, like, and I'm gonna tell you something. Like, I'm from Southside Queens, born and raised. My grandfather raised me. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up in that situation, and my dad wasn't around. My dad's around now in my life, but my dad wasn't around. So like, I grew up around a lot of kids that wasn't able to go to their grandkids, to go to their grandfather, their grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Like we was watching. I tell you, me and my crew in Queens, we was watching Juice. We would leave.
Me too.
We leave middle school. We had the high. He was wearing the high Timberlands yesterday. But like you got the high Timberlands
40
on. You
belows.
leave the 40 belows. You go. We cutting class because all my cats live in the project. My mom's single parent had a house in the 65th Street. We cut there and we go and make corned beef hash in my crib. We cut school, whatever. So like a lot of them didn't have grandparents. My grandfather was checking on me every day, but like a lot of them didn't have the grandparents were all right. So my thing is that you gotta understand, like, I'm not telling you, but I'm saying like with us or whatever, we kind of latch on to what we have.
let me ask you this: I grew up on Juice too. I love that movie. Watched it a million times.
Yep.
Would you kill one of your best partners?
You damn no, hell no.
So that's my point.
Hell no.
So you
Hell
understood what that's the point that I'm making. Like
Yeah.
if we really break down what we're saying, like I trust me when I tell you I get it. But when we really just go there and be like, all right, man, shit, am I gonna take my best friend's girl down because so and so said whatever?
No.
You know, I seen O'Shea Jackson breaking down the Puff Daddy line the other day, which was hilarious.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
That was crazy.
but it's
Yeah,
like
crazy.
would I now be looking at one of my partners like, yo, I want to get at you, bro? Like I'm gonna bend you over or be on this type of time with you
Right.
because
Yeah.
the music is just got me in this mood. No, sir.
But you gotta understand. But you gotta understand too. It's like when you don't have, we don't have proper family structure to lead you right. That's all they got. Like I've been around dudes who don't have no family, and that music is there. Like we had. I'm gonna give you one right now. So you versed in music, right? All right. So we had a discussion the other day, right?
There we go.
Here we go. So look, this is your cap moment, because we do caps, and we're East Coast. Better album, Infamous Mobb Deep or Nas Illmatic? See, he's thinking, so I'm good.
You know, it's funny because like I feel like I've probably listened to more Mob than I did Illmatic.
There we go.
There we go. That's
we
what
go.
we said. That's what we said.
That's exactly what I said.
And it was hard to say that. It was really hard to say that
Very
on our
hard.
last episode. It was really hard to say that, but I was
Why
like,
though?
because Nas
Illmatic is the
Illmatic is
Bible.
like the Bible of everything, and people look at it as the
Why?
Bible of everything.
Why though? He had like a couple of songs. If we really go keep it a bean, that you gonna go
That's
to
what I
and
said.
play
Real
on.
talk.
It's like
that Mob album is from start
to finish.
to finish.
Here I go again.
That's right. That's
Losing
right.
ain't the option.
But I want to share this with you too
Yes,
because
brother.
again, a lot of what I talk about in this book, right? Because I don't want to miss one of the other things. So one of the inspirations behind the book was to create conversations, having that dialogue. I was very intentional about the 106 pages that's in this book. Very intentional. I wanted to give people a quick read, an easy read, but something that's going to hit you in the head. Every sentence, every paragraph, every page. So I talked about my upbringing. I talked about the abuse. I talked about the trauma. When we first started this conversation, we talked about sports. I was trying to belong somewhere. I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but there has to be a part in people. What is that saying about you if it could be a stranger that can tell you what to do?
Well, that that
That's
that
gonna be harmful, right?
right.
Because it's still a slippery slope for somebody that could be motivating. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's journey or what they could be telling you that may not be for you, and that's okay too. But I just can't personally see myself, and I listen to music, bro. Like I promise you, we should have a listening session too. If the house if we had this conversation 7 hours ago, bro, I would DJ for y'all real quick, and I would just go straight north. I would play so much, y'all be like, God, dog, my boy, you put that thing together, D. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
But
Right.
but I'm saying that to say the same way we had to decipher through music and movies and shows way back when, we got to be able to have that skill set now. And we've also given social media and other platforms a much bigger voice than the person who raised us, than the person who spends more time with us. We
Amen.
got to make that make sense.
Yeah.
Like, how crazy is that? Now, and this is a thing, and I'm sure we did it. I know I did it a time or two. You know, like the saying, like, your mom and dad could tell you something, and then your friend's mom and dad tell you the same thing. You'd be like, yes, ma'am, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling that. And you be looking like, bro, you serious? I've been on your head about that, but you know
For a
what? It
minute.
takes a village.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, it takes a village. So I I I understand culture, I understand influence, but I also think that us as people, we have to continue to figure some things out. I didn't grow up with the best father figure, but because of that, it helped me navigate in a space that turned me into being a better father. I didn't have the best examples of how to be a husband or how to be a partner or how to even function in relationships. But through time and through a lot of bumping my head and getting back up, I'm slowly starting to figure some things out. I understand that us as men, we don't talk. I was one of them. But then when I had kids, I had to figure out that's not the way. I got to learn how to be vulnerable. I have to learn how to be even more transparent. I have to learn how to tap into
It's
my emotions and do things that create
it's
balance.
it's very hard for black men to be vulnerable. It's very hard. I think men in general, but it's very hard for black men to show weakness. We were raised in an atmosphere where if anything is going on, we supposed to just be strong and just figure it out, or just whatever. And it's like it's very hard for us to do that. And I don't know. I don't know. Like with me, like my grandfather was a very stout person, and I respect him to this day because he raised me. I don't know if I agree with showing my weaknesses, or it's a struggle with me, because that's just how I was raised, and it's hard to get out of that bubble. I'll be totally honest with you. It's very hard to get out of that bubble.
I
Yeah,
respect that.
yeah, it's very
That's
hard.
that's
Yeah,
my that's my superpower
yeah, yeah.
because when I let that go, to your point, I didn't talk. I'm really an introvert. It might not seem like it, but I really like stay out the way, be myself.
Yeah.
I just know how to cut a switch on and then cut that thing right back off.
Right.
But that's the reason why I got tattoos from head to toe is because I didn't talk. That was my way of expressing. But when I had kids, kids will remind you. They'll make you tap into parts of you or
That's right.
challenge
That's
you or
facts.
trigger parts of you in where you need to grow and how quickly you need to grow
Absolutely.
because they're going to mirror those things. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I was like, bro, like I don't one of the things I always used to say to myself is like I don't want my oldest son to not be able to cry or to be able to express himself because he's going to have a rough life. And I feel like us three that's on this doing this conversation right now, we know what that feels like. You just said, King, like, yo, I come from an era of we all come from that same era. I was the same type of person. And I had a very, believe it or not, I used to have like a interesting little attitude. I was always with the smoke. I was always on some like we could fight, but then it got exhausting.
Yeah.
Then I found myself in a position where I mess around and get an attitude or do something and I fight. Yeah, I could win, but now I could lose my job. This is how I feed my family.
Yeah.
So that's the other part to all of this, because we got to figure out better ways.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
when I started to, again, this was all a process. I'm not saying that I snapped my fingers and overnight I just turned into something or started going into that way. But when I started to, and I say this all the time, that 8 Mile is one of my favorite movies.
Why is that?
The scene between Papa Dot and Eminem was so beautiful, because you got to think of all the stuff Eminem had to overcome to get to that point. And then the strongest part of the movie was he had to, in order for him to win a battle, he had to overcome the biggest obstacle, which was himself. The embarrassment of how he grew up.
And he said it in the verse. He said it. Yeah, I'm still screaming. I'm still sitting here screaming.
Come on, man. One of the most powerful scenes.
That was ill.
Because what he did as a man was he took his power back.
Yeah.
He took his power back by acknowledging all his faults. And if we as men could get to a point where we can acknowledge our faults and take ownership and accountability, how is somebody going to tell you something if you just go ahead and say like, yo, I effed up? That's on me.
Well, that's like, a lot of people, when I say I look in the mirror, right? Some people just look in the mirror. To look in the mirror for real, you know what that looks like. Because that we having this conversation right now. This is when you look in the mirror for real. And a lot of people don't want to see that. I did that. I looked in the mirror for real. And when you look in the mirror for real, you're going to know all your weaknesses, you're going to know your strengths. And then you have to humble yourself for real. And when you do that, then you can go down that line that you're talking about right now. But other than that, if you're just lying to yourself in the mirror, you're never going to get there.
Facts. And then the other part that's crazy is you got these unhealed people bringing unhealed children into this world, because you're going to pass that down. So that's the other reason why we got to be motivated in how are we gonna work towards the best version of ourselves. How am I going to get to a point where, as a man, I want to make sure that, bro, you said you got 4 beautiful young daughters, right? Imagine your daughter dating a guy who can't manage his emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine her dating a young man that is angry all the time. Or his way of showing love is being super aggressive. Could you imagine your daughter coming to you crying like, bro, you gonna tear the whole city up?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
For your baby girl. So I think of things like that. When I wrote the book that I wrote, it was like, how do you express that? How do you get people to just start thinking differently? To try. Like, it may not work out on the first go. It might take you 2 years, but at least the first step is to acknowledge.
Brother
and
Josh,
if you can acknowledge, go ahead.
I'm gonna interrupt you. What's the best chapter of your book? You feel like it gets to the meat. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize, but like,
no, the first chapter.
The first chapter. Okay.
Yep.
It sets the introduction and everything, and
because it's just the introduction, and all of the chapters are great. The reason why I'm saying the first chapter is the best one is because I'm showing you that I'm just like you.
Okay.
I'm letting people know I come from whatever it is that you come from. And the remainder of the book is how do we get there?
Okay.
A lot of people talk about what they come from, and then they skip all of these steps to say, "Oh, I'm successful now." But you don't really know what the ins and outs to that journey looks like.
Right.
We talking about everything. We talking about sleeping right. We talking about eating right. We talking about what you listen to, what you watch. We talking about your spiritual warfare. We talking about all the things that are going to help you become a better version of you. Not just your mental health, not just your financial health.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about how can you be the best version of yourself mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, and physically.
What year? What year? What year? Where was this? You had? Did you have your awakening on this? Like when did you like figure out like okay, fine, I wanted to do this book, but also like put these seeds out there.
Always been trying to plant seeds, just trying to figure out the different ways to do them. That's honestly why I love podcasting. You know what I mean? Like the book was kind of like somebody telling me like, yo, you need to write a book. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where that came from. I didn't think about writing a book. That wasn't on my list of things to do, but I'm glad that seed was planted. So now what I want to try to do is I want to plant a seed to motivate and inspire other people to write their story. Kings, y'all too should write a book. Period.
I write a book.
You
man.
should write a book. Should write a book.
People might just start crying at the first 2 pages, man.
Let them cry. You know what I mean? Like but it's so beautiful because when I did this project, even though I believe it's a bestseller, I know it's gonna do all the things it's supposed to do, but I didn't do it for that. I did it because if one person got the book and it helped them change their perspective or gave them a sense of healing or did something for them, then it did what it was supposed to do. That's just one book.
Yeah, I could feel your energy. The energy that you on right now, you probably maybe next year or another year from now, you're probably gonna be the talk of all podcasts and things of that nature because what you're doing is not easy. It's one of the hardest things to do. Is to do a total change and to stick to that. Because I know what you're doing, I know how to do that too. I just don't want to. I'm being honest.
Yeah, he's being honest.
I mean, I'm on a good path. I don't want to harm nobody and things of that nature. You know what I mean? I don't bother nobody. But to be on that, you on that. You on that. You on that thing right there. And when you on that, you know what I mean, that movement right there and that motivation, can't be stopped, bro.
Yeah, one thing is like when you get here and we get you on a podcast and we interview you, I would tell you like, we're looking at, asking about questions about the NBA or whatever, and your platform is so much bigger than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will tell you like, and I knew by the time, because we were talking before we got on air, and we were talking about my situation or whatever, and we were just delving into it, and like it means a lot to have somebody to actually care or even want to give their point of view on a situation like that, because we got to care about our men, got to care about our families, our daughters, our mothers and fathers. Like it's a big deal. Like we're left behind.
No, it's a huge deal, and the other reason why it was important is because I know the transition you're about to go through, and there's nothing. I'm on my second marriage, and it's nothing more painful / frightening than knowing that you're not going to wake up next, being able to see your kids the way that you had that before. Now, again, I don't, we're not going to get into that right now, but there's so much that I've learned because of me bumping my head that I can help others and to inspire other thought processes that can help protect fathers, that can put you in a better place so you can be around your kids. It's a lot of things that's different, but I just know what comes from that. And then it's like the other part too is we've gotten away from viewing and treating people like they're human beings because it's like, okay, who we got on the docket today? We got Josh. All right, cool. And then the person comes, they do their thing, and then that's it. And then we don't typically, it's like, yo, we had a great interview. We don't really think about the small details and all of those things. Like to ask a person how they're doing. Like, how are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? When is the last time somebody really cared? You feel me? Like, when's the last time somebody just checked on y'all just to be like, yo, how's your spirit? You good? hey, big dog, I know you going through this breakup thing, man. Are
Mm-hmm.
you sure you okay? Do you need something?
Mm-hmm.
If not, just know I'm here for you.
Mm-hmm.
That right there, bro, takes us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We able to take off like a rocket because it's like, man, for that moment, somebody saw me.
Mm-hmm.
For and I've told my wife this. Like one of the reasons why I married her was because she's a beautiful person inside and out, but she treats me like a human being.
There we go. Right there.
And a lot of women that I've dealt with,
Mm-hmm.
they it's a status thing, it is a money thing, it is, oh, you're such a great dad thing, or because, because of the sex or because of all of these different things. I can't think of the last time a woman really looked at me and was just interested in me for me.
Wow.
As a man, as a human being, as a
That's deep.
person.
That's deep.
That's real.
You
A
know
lot
what
of
I'm
men are
saying?
going through that
So
right now. They're not even happy with the situation with these.
listen,
Out
a
here in these
lot of
streets,
men,
man.
not only they going through it, a lot of men are married to it. A lot of men are in relationship with it. A lot of men are bringing kids into this world with it.
That's right.
Oh yeah, every day, bro. There's so many people, dog, that I'm looking at, bro, and I'm like,
Josh,
I know, I know,
whoa,
I know
Hold
whoa,
on. We can't
pain.
go too
I
long,
know.
though. We're getting.
oh yeah, whoa,
Hold
you
on
can't
now.
give it
Hold
to,
on.
oh, you gotta give it, you gonna give the whole book over in a way.
Yeah. I mean, bro, we could sit here all night talking that talk.
That was that
Yeah,
talk.
that
That's
right
some,
there.
That's real. That's the. You know what? I will tell you. You got a lot of brothers who are locked up right now. They in shackles, and they're not free to be themselves, and they're willing to just live a life of just doing that and afraid to leave their situation or just want to just being that thing. And then my thing is that at the end of the day, I don't judge nobody on that, but as far as having an outlet to talk and have a situation where we can vent as men, and women should be able to vent as well as the kids and families. We should be able to vent and have an outlet, and that's just very important for family structure for all of us to have a voice, in what we're going through. Because when we're silenced, that's when problems happen.
Absolutely.
And I just. I'm big on that. We're gonna do our cap session, Josh, because Josh, man, I could be here with you for 4 hours, man. We're gonna talk and we gonna.
I told you I was gonna try to set the bar a little different, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Definitely, your viewpoints is definitely what's needed out here.
Yeah, definitely, brother. So we're gonna go to our cap session. So we're gonna do the first one. So sneaker wise, are you rocking Air Max or you rocking Jordans?
First of all, because I gotta show love, I'm really a Vans guy.
You
Vans
you
are
wait.
like my
Okay,
favorite shoe.
oh, that's what's up.
Vans is like an all-purpose, like you can wear 'em with suits, jeans, shorts. Like you could throw a pair of Vans on with anything and just go crazy.
You threw it out there.
Between J's and Air Maxes, though, I got both. I'm not gonna lie, I'd rather wear a pair of Jordan 1s over anything. And now I definitely rather pair of Jordan 1 lows over anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my favorite Jordan period is the ones he got fined for. Those are the hardest J's to
They're
me
nice.
out of
They hard.
all the
Yeah, they are.
millions. The
Absolutely.
breads?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Them
Yes,
don't
they
play
are.
fair.
Absolutely.
Jermaine Dupri or Puff Daddy?
Come on, man. I gotta go with JD. You know.
Yeah.
for so many reasons, and this has nothing to do with the controversial stuff of Puff because he just put an album out that really went crazy. Like I'm still listening to it, and I fool with Puff like the music that he's been able to put out, but JD got hits, bro. Like
Definitely do.
I'm going with JD.
Okay.
Okay. You got one, or you want me to do the last one, or what?
Hold on. This is so. Let me switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Wu-Tang and NWA.
Gosh,
That's a hard one.
it's like 100 Wu-Tang members. But you know what's funny, man? Like, and they both had documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That NWA joint though.
It's crazy.
That movie was crazy. OG Two-Tone made that movie.
Listen, and when they was running back the hits,
Yeah.
oh,
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
So the NWA got the nod over the Wu.
I'm gonna have to give.
But the Wu's for the kids now. Come on.
Rules for the kids. That's what DB said. Last one. We ain't gonna hold you.
Right.
Outkast or Mobb Deep.
Come on now.
I don't know. What's up?
Oh, I want to hear this one.
Outkast or Mobb Deep.
That's easy, bro.
Oh.
Outkast.
Okay. I thought he was like the mob.
Give him a cap.
Yeah, it's Cat.
We go with Mob.
Come on, we mob over here, but I respect it though.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, I respect it. Absolutely.
Josh, can you plug before we let you go? And thank you for being on this platform with us. We're very humble, and tell Jamie thank you, and
Absolutely.
Rhonda,
Thank you so much
for getting you on. I'm very appreciative. Plug the book. Let them know the title of your book. Let them know where they can find it at, where they can get it at.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
So first and foremost, man, what I wish I knew. Check me out on every platform, from Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Books A Million. We on everything. We everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So check your boy out, man. What I wish I knew. Dope project. Super grateful, man. Just released this thing 2 months ago.
Okay.
November. Well, going on 3 months ago.
Congrats.
And
I'm checking it out tomorrow on the road. I'm gonna rock with that.
please listen, and I want y'all to give me an honest feedback, man. But
No, we definitely will.
So far, for one, I'm super humble because people haven't only been buying it, they've been reading it. And that's been the part that's really been humbling, because I had put up a post, man, and went crazy because I was like, listen, I appreciate y'all for buying it, but y'all got to read it, bro. Like that don't make sense to buy it and just throw it on the shelf and be like, well, I got it and all of that. No, I want you to know me.
Right.
I want you to really get a chance, because there are people that I'm related to that still don't know me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just an opportunity. Like, when people are working on projects, even the same thing for y'all. It's not enough to subscribe. It's not enough to do a post, man. Listen. I want to make sure I'm giving y'all a sound bite, so y'all cut this, man, for y'all folks.
I got you.
Make sure y'all listen to my dogs, man. This is their podcast. They going crazy. They having great conversations, great content. Y'all check them out, man, because there's so much that they're doing behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. There's a lot that goes into this, the beauty of it. So I say all that to say, man, check your boy out. Pull up on me. Give me a review. Tell me what you think. I promise you, I'm that confident about it. It's gonna be all love. You probably gonna have some thoughts. You probably gonna pick up the phone and reach out to somebody that you should have reached out to 5 years ago.
Right.
You're gonna want to have some conversations. You gonna want to have some clarity and some understanding. But this book is powerful, man. The wisdom gained from relationships, love, and lust. What I wish I knew. On all platforms. It's your boy Josh Powell checking in, man, and you are getting into the latest episode, Charlotte on the Scene, with my 2 dogs, Blessed Kings, man, good people, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, check them out. Let's get it.